Morning, everyone, and welcome to Purdue. Thank you all for coming here today. My name is Alex Seto, and I'm a fifth-year PhD student in the Department of Computer Science. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to you all, and I'm going to go ahead and basically introduce our speakers for today. But before we get started, I want to express our gratitude for the sponsor of this orientation, Purdue Federal Credit Union, as well as Ali Loy and her team, and everyone else working behind the scenes for helping make this event possible. Our goal for today is to get you all situated here as graduate students. You're all here because you've proven yourselves to be capable students, and you're working to further your education. You're seeking to address the complex problems of today, and you're hoping to build a better tomorrow. I know you're all capable of great things, and I hope to see you all succeed. I want to take a moment to recognize that grad school can be tough, whether it's classes or research or just life as a whole, and you'll likely face many challenges. But you don't have to face these challenges alone. There are a number of support resources available to you throughout the grad school, through your college or your department, through the Office of the Dean of Students, and through PGSG, and so on. But one that's often overlooked is your own personal support network, your peers, your friends, your family. The people I have met and the friends I've made here are truly the highlight of my experience here at Purdue. In this spirit, I likely would not be here today were it not for all the great relationships I've made, both here in my department and throughout the broader Purdue community as a whole. So my hope for you all is that you can make friends and connections here that will last you a lifetime. In this spirit, the Purdue Graduate Student Government hosts a number of events throughout the year, like picnics and coffee hours where you can meet and socialize with other graduate students. One of our goals as an organization, and I'm sure many others, is to help you build a strong support network here and foster a sense of community. I want to say that if you ever need support or guidance, please feel free to reach out to me or anyone else in PGSG. We'd be happy to help and support you in any way we can or connect to you with someone who can, if you need a specific need or situation. And feel free to stop us and say hi if you see any of us walking on campus or if you need anything, and reach out to us by email if you'd prefer. With that all said, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, the Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Linda Mason, to give our opening remarks.
I want to be one of the first, and I know you probably had others, to welcome you to Purdue University and the Graduate School. I am so excited to have you here, and I want you to know that we really appreciate the fact that you said yes. That is awesome. So let's get started. I want to tell you how special you are. So this is the number, 21,000 students applied to be here this fall. And the number that we admitted was 6,000. So that's about 29% of those of you that applied got admitted. That shows you how special you really are. You are the elite that we wanted here. Of that percentage that were applied, 14% of you are on this campus today. So you are special and you are unique, and we want you to know that. As someone who suffers from imposter syndrome, who sometimes has lack of confidence, even today, as a dean of 12,000 students at a major Research One institution, there are times when I still can feel insecure and doubtful of my abilities. But there are ways to overcome that, and I want you to know that you belong here. We believe in you. We would not have accepted you because of all the other ones we rejected. We would not have accepted you if we did not think you had the capabilities to do what you need to do to get through your graduate program. So, one of the questions that often comes up is the amount of funding that we give out. And I do want you to know that about 70% of our students that are eligible for funding are on an assistantship, whether they are on a research assistantship, a graduate teaching assistantship, or as a GA, which usually have an administrative position. So that's a significant number of you that is gaining support while you're here from the institution with tuition waivers and salaries. What I really want to talk to you today is about your path. Your path led you here to Purdue University, but you have a long path ahead of you. As someone who's approaching toward retirement age, you know, I even have a path after I work at Purdue. And so you have a path that has led you here. And I want you to know that it's okay sometimes to question that path. You may know exactly where you want to end up. And I did too when I went to graduate school. But during my path at graduate school, I actually switched disciplines. So even though you may think, I thought I knew exactly what I was going to do when I went into graduate school, there were things that I was exposed to that said to me, wow, that's an opportunity out there that I was not aware of. And that's part of continuing your education, is that you're going to be exposed to some things that you may not have been aware of, even now, even though you're a college-educated person, right? And maybe even with another graduate degree. And so you will follow many different paths. And I want to encourage you to allow yourself to explore that path while you're here. Understand that the path may take right or left turns, that the path sometime is going to be rough, and the graduate school and your faculty and the staff are here to support you, to help you over those rough patches. And if you're not sure, it's okay to have conversations with individuals about, wow, I'm thinking about this, or I thought I was going here, but now, man, this is something that really fascinates me, and to explore those areas. Because the path that you take may be direct, but it's okay if it's not. Right? I did not know when I went to graduate school that my path would lead me to be the dean of the grad school. Never thought that that was a thing on my pathway, a stopway on my pathway to what my career and my life was going to be. And so you too will have those unexpected twists and turns, and embrace that. Allow that to happen. Don't fear it. So what is going to lead you to success from graduate school? What pieces of advice can I give you as to what will lead you to some better successes for whatever follows next, whatever's next on that pathway? And I will tell you the big thing that I am so passionate about is your professional development. We all continue to grow. I still continue to grow and learn things. Even though I've been at Purdue for over 30 years, there are still things that I learn in both my discipline and in my job as an administrator that helps me move forward. And for you, and what I believe is all of you are going to graduate, right? The couple of thousands of you that are here are all going to graduate you from here with an amazing degree. But thousands of others across the country will also be graduating with a graduate degree from very fine institutions. So how are you going to separate yourself out from all those others, and even those within this room that are in your same discipline? What are the skills that you're going to demonstrate besides a Purdue degree on your resume that is going to get you that next job, that next position, that next thing on your pathway? And I believe a big part of that is the professional development opportunities that you take while you're in graduate school. You're going to be building your research skills and your classroom skills, that knowledge skills, as you move along. But that alone will not be the thing that will get you that next big job or that next big promotion or that next opportunity. It's all those other skills that you are going to be grabbing at and putting into your tool belt that you will improve. We're all not perfect yet either. Some of us need to be improving, say, our research skills, our communication skills, our writing skills. Those are all things that we work on, and I continue to work on as I move through my career. And I believe professional development is the way that we do it. And we believe in the graduate school that we put a lot of resources into that to provide you with a lot of opportunities to continue building those skills that you think you need to improve on. Okay? So over 300 workshops are available to you, a lot. So hopefully every semester you'll pick 2 or 3 that are in an area that you want to improve and add those to your tool belt. In all areas, from community building, mental health, resume building, job selection, tons of those that'll help you get to the next step in your career. We also in the grad school sponsor competitions, so that when you get to the point where you've got something to say about the work that you're doing, that you can tell others through our 3-minute thesis competition, and we have a lot of workshops telling you how to communicate your research. One of the things that I think we are challenged today, in today's society and a global community, is the ability to communicate the work that we do to the general public and the value that it has. We need to be able to communicate without the lingo of whatever our area of specialty is, why that area is important. And that's a skill that you have to build. It's not something that comes naturally. So the 3-minute thesis competition is one of those, and you can also earn money. And that's advertised globally. So we send that out through the internet, and so people all over the world can watch you in those competitions for our finalists that make it. The other one is our Say It in 6 competition. If you submit it's 6 words about your experience in graduate school with an image, you submit that during the competition in the spring, you get selected. We now have those posters hanging all over campus. So you can come back and say to your kids or your grandkids, look, there I am, right? Here's my experience that I had when I was at Purdue. Graduate Research Magazine, it's our Innovate Ed, an opportunity to write and be a first author on a publication that goes out to all our alumni across 45 different countries. That gets published in. And so you have an opportunity to get your work in front of some of the key people that may be people that hire you, which is great. And another opportunity is our internship program. Many of you can get paid internships, and that may be required for your discipline. But for those of you that are in disciplines where that's not possible, we offer during the summer a $7,500 stipend to allow you to work for, say, nonprofits in the area that can work on your community service or an area that helps you build your skills with others. So please take advantage of that if that's important to you. This year we're launching a campaign called Did You Know? And in your folders, not your folders, in your bags, these amazing bags that PEFU has given us. Best bag in town, I swear, I get one every year, and I built my collection up and I use them when I go to the beach or I go to lunch or whatever. They're amazing bags, and we thank our sponsors from PEFCU for those bags. In there's the Did You Know campaign. One of the advantages of being a Purdue student is there's a lot of things that come with your student ID and to be a graduate student at Purdue. And in there's a list, and there's also a link to a website that is all the things that maybe you aren't aware of that come with that idea. So if you have a pet, you get a discount at the Purdue Vet School for using that by showing your ID and being listed in there. You can get, the bus rides free in town. You can get discounts at various venues around the community. Just tons of opportunities that you may not know about. And that's why we said, did you know? As new to the community, these things that you get with your Purdue University ID. All these different resources are in there. And again, there's more than we could have put into the folder about Did You Know? And my final words of wisdom is that, as Alex mentioned, graduate school is hard. We know it's hard. You're the elite of the elite that have come here and have decided to pursue further in your education. And it is hard. It's meant to be hard in a way because you're pursuing things that nobody else has ever attempted before. You're studying things that maybe people haven't studied before. You're pushing the boundaries of your discipline to the next level. And that's hard. We know that graduate students suffer from depression and anxiety at a higher rate than their similar age population that are out there. So we want you to find time to take care of yourself. It's critical to have work-life balance, and whatever that means to you. I know for me, it's as a single mom and a full-time job and a professor and with students and all that, I'm on a teeter-totter. And my job is to keep either end of the teeter-totter from my home life to my work life from hitting the ground. Right? And so I balance it. It's never even. It's never a balance. It's about figuring out how to make that all work. And so take care of yourself. Find time to do the other things that are pleasure of you. I walk around campus. You'll see me every day. I have at least an hour walk around campus. And that hour clears my head. I think about things that I'm working on. Sometimes it's work, sometimes it's not. And in that hour, I can come back and be much more productive by taking that break from the work that I'm doing. So find whatever it is for you. Might be, I got my black belt when I first got here in Taekwondo. That was a great thing for me to get my exercise out of. You'll find something, I'm sure. Take a break. Talk to your professors. I talked about pathways. Find someone, hopefully many people, including the people next to you, and understand their pathway. Ask faculty, How did you get here? How did you make the decision to get here? What was your path? Was it straight? Was it convoluted? How did you decide? What did you struggle with? We all struggle. That's okay. Part of struggling is figuring out what you're weak at and then building those skills to make what you were weak in a little bit stronger. And so figuring out what that pathway is by talking to individuals, and you'll normalize your experience with other graduate students and with other faculty that are here or staff. It also helps just to have those conversations, because the more you find out their pathway, you can talk about your pathway, and maybe it'll clear some things up for you. And lastly, serve others in the community. I find a great passion by working on things that I'm passionate about. And part of that is graduate education, but part of that is other things that I like to do, right? The things that I'm interested in. Like, I'm a big This Old House person, and so I tore my house down and took 8 years to rebuild it. It's amazing what you can do with frustration by beating something with a hammer, right? And destroying it, and then building it back up. And so find those things that you might want to give, and give your time back to it. It may be to your national society and stepping up. It may be to be an officer in the Purdue Graduate Student Government and representing your other students. It may be working with an organization here on campus or an organization here in the community that you're passionate about, or that you gain a passion about, or you go and you learn something about. So find something that you can then divert, and that helps with the first one about protecting your mental health. But you'll also gain many skills about yourself and things that you can add to your resume that teach you a little bit about giving back to the community that you're part of. My job is to be accessible and to work and advocate on your behalf. And so if there are things that are going on, I need to be aware of them so that I can advocate for you, all right? Have a great rest of your day. I will see you maybe this afternoon at some of my workshops. Alex, I think we're on to you.
So thank you, Dr. Mason. I can really second finding things that you're passionate about doing. It's something that can really help you in your grad journey. Next, we'll hear a brief welcome from the Mayor of West Lafayette, the Honorable John Dennis.
Good morning. My name is John Dennis, and I'm the mayor of your soon-to-be hometown, the city of West Lafayette, home of Purdue University. And it's my honor to congratulate you on your accomplishments and achievements. I think it goes without saying that getting this far in your academic career is a step that very few are privileged to be able to be in a position to accomplish, have the academic skill set to achieve, and more importantly, have the personal vision to be able to determine what their future is going to be. And in these days and times, it is never more important to be in charge of your own future. So I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the city of West Lafayette, to encourage you to take as much advantage of the city while you still can, and hopefully to use this focal point and this time in your life to be something that you will carry with you in your memories forever. Have a great life. Thank you.
Next up will be from the Office of the Dean of Students, Dr. Zenefia Evans.
Good morning, Boilermakers. Okay, that was real weak, but I'm gonna move on. I've been up since 4. Maybe you just got up, so that's the difference. We'll take it. I am Associate Dean Dr. Zenefia Evans, and I work in the Office of the Dean of Students, which is located in Schliemann Hall. And my job today is to talk to you about some of the services that we offer in the time that I have. So what I want to do is to tell you about our services, our resources, and then mention a program that I think is very key. It's a framework, really, to talk about the things that students need to work on to progress from this stage of being a graduate student to gainfully employed in the world that we occupy. This is the boss lady. So you should get, Dean Katie is the Associate Vice Provost and Dean of Students. If you ever have the chance to meet her, she's a great student advocate. We're located in Schliemann Hall, room 207. You can email us or call us, but we're open from 8 to 5. So if you call us at 6 o'clock, we're not going to answer. So just so you know that. And this is our website. So you can find resources there. You have the opportunity to get resources from the graduate school and also from the Office of Dean of Students. So you have opportunities abound in your space. So some of the services that we offer, and I won't spend a whole lot of time talking about each one of these, but just so, because today is going to be like, or since you've been here, you're getting information like that fire hydrant. It's just coming at you real strong and real fast. So if you don't remember these things, that's okay. And you might not remember the names of the folks that you speak to today. But one of the things I like to tell people, if you ever want to talk with me, if you don't remember my name, if you ask for the dean with the hats, because that's my thing. All right, so, and people will come over to the office and say, I want to talk to that dean that wears the hats. And so they were like, okay. So if you ever forget, that's the way you can identify me. So the services that we have a care office, which is our Center for Advocacy, Response, and Education, which I hope you never have to visit. If you experience personal-based or sexual-based violence, this is the office that will help you walk through that process. We also have fraternity counseling and psychological services, or CAPS. CAPS is intended for short-term care to get you over the hump. They can refer you out to different services. They can enroll you in a group. They can give you resources to read that will help you navigate your well-being as a graduate student. We also have fraternity, sorority, and corporative life, which won't be applicable to some of you, but you might want to serve as a house director, so they provide housing in both our fraternity, sorority, and cooperative living, and an opportunity for students to live cheaper than in some of the residence halls. And our off-campus housing, they've been very busy. Off-campus housing provides a framework. So if you don't like where you're living now, you won't be able to break that lease, of course. But looking next year, you can look on this site. They can show you the amenities, the cost, all of those things you can break down to find out where you might want to live. And I do encourage you, if you're living in a space and there are issues, talk to our folks in off-campus housing, because he has developed relationships with people so they can make those changes to make the living better for our Purdue Boilermakers. Then we also have recreation and wellness. I didn't take advantage of this when I was a graduate student back in 19. And I encourage you to, and I'm paying for it now, so I encourage you to think about if it works for you, to think about that as something you use. They not only have places for you to physically get fit, they have cooking classes. They have a massage therapy unit over there and a massage chair. Yeah, much different than when I was in graduate school. And they also have a financial plan, a person to talk to you about your finances. You don't have much in grad school, but the little that you do have, you can make it stretch, right? So they do have those services in recreational wellness. Our student health services, as we like to call it, PUSH. So if you ever need to get, if you're traveling out of the country, need vaccinations, so you can start in that space to see what they have to offer you as students. We also have student legal services. Just one thing. If you're trying to sue Purdue, don't come talk to the student legal services. I just wanted to put that out there for you, right? So if you want to talk about other things, they can definitely talk to you about those. And we have our Office of Student Rights and Responsibilities. If you are teaching and you find that students are cheating, that's where you can reach out to those folks that they can help you navigate that. And if you are partying too hard on the weekend, you might have to go visit with them too. So all of those things are handled in the Office of Student Rights and Responsibility. And lastly, the office where I spend most of my time is Student Support Services. And what are some of those services that we offer? We offer absence notification. At the current time, there are 4 approved policies for absence notifications: grief, So if you lose someone in the family, and based on your relationship to the decedent and the time that you have to travel to attend those services, you're granted a certain amount of time. So those come through our office. We also have not conduct advocacy. We also have jury duty. I have been wanting jury duty, and I have never had it. So if you get jury duty and you can't do it, tell them you have a substitute. Okay, so jury duty absences are there, military absences, and then the absence that we tried out for the first time this summer is a medical excused absence policy. This policy is only in effect if a student is hospitalized, if a student has to visit the emergency department or an emergency room. So hangnails, headaches are not going to be covered under this policy. And so a student must show that there's something that is stopping them or preventing them from attending classes, and it has been approved by a physician. So, and PUSH, so that you know, so if a student tells you they visit PUSH, it's a big sign on the door that says, we will not excuse you from classes by visiting PUSH. So you have that information just in case you need it. We also have conduct advocacy. So if you need to visit the Office of Student Rights and Responsibilities, you don't have to go into that space alone. One of us can accompany you in that space if you want someone to go with you. We have the opportunity to loan you money for 30 days. You can borrow up to $2,000 from the Office of the Dean of Students, $1,000 at a time, but you can only borrow that money if you don't owe the university. So if you owe the university more than $100, you cannot use our money to pay money to us. So just so you know. All right. We also handle full withdrawal from classes. So sometimes students will go through the semester, they're dealing with some things that they didn't talk to anybody about, and then when they finally open up, they need to withdraw from those classes. We are the office that navigates that space, and we're working too with some other partners around campus to increase the length of time that we allow for students to actually withdraw from classes. And navigating campus resources, if you want to know something you don't know, because you're entering a new space. Some of you probably came to West Lafayette for the first time this week. So if you don't know something and you want to know where to go, we like to say we're Google on campus. So we can help you with those resources. And lastly, one of the things that you need to know about that it can pertain to you or other folks around you, we have a student of concern report. And that student of concern report can be filed by anybody. If you notice a change in behavior in someone, one of your friends, they're sleeping too much, not leaving the house, or with your students. I had a student once that every day they came into my class when I taught many years ago, they would say, "Good morning, Dr. Evans." It worked my nerves. It did. But the one day I didn't hear it, it caused me to wonder what was going on. The second day I didn't hear it, I gave the student a note to come and talk to me, and the student had had a death in the family, was trying to process that. So as she processed that, and then I heard that "Good morning, Dr. Evans," although it was irritating, I knew that she had gotten over that hurdle in life. So that's one of the pieces of that puzzle. And I talked about the absence policies, which I'm glad I did because they don't fit on the screen as well. So those are the covered absence policies that have been approved by the university. And a lot of times we'll get students come to us and say, "My so-and-so is dying," and unfortunately that is not covered under the policy. So, and it's up to you as the instructor. So please, if you're teaching, make sure you understand the policies from your class and your instructor about what they do about absences for students at different times. And lastly, I just want to tell you about a program that we call Steps to Leaps. It is a framework. And what we did was to assemble some Purdue alumni that are out working in the world to talk about those things that Boilermakers needed to work on to be better citizens and workers. And we came up with these 5 program pillars. Make sure, and Dr. Mason talked about this earlier, make sure you are navigating your well-being. There'll be some days when you're going to be happy, happy, happy. And there are other days you're going, ugh. So make sure you know how you navigate those and regenerate to give you the energy to be a good student. Because one of the things I know for certain, you will face challenges as a graduate student, and you have to know how you navigate those challenges to get to the other side. Leadership and professional development, you have a plethora of opportunities within your department, within your college, from the graduate school, and at the national level that you can engage in, and that's an important part of being a student. The impact. What impact will you getting an education for you have on you, your family, and those around you? And how can you impact the people in your community while you are a graduate student? Networking. Make sure you build your network of support when you're here at the university. Who are those people that can see you at your best, and those same people that can see you at your worst to help you get back to being your best? And lastly, grit. When you fall down, how do you get up? What are the lessons that you learn, and what are the lessons that you take away from those instances? That's what I have for you this morning. Again, welcome Boilermakers. This is going to be a great year on purpose because it ultimately goes back to you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I look forward to meeting you and walking with you on your journey to graduate school. Again, have a great day, Boilermakers. Boiler up, hammer down, and hail Purdue.
So next up, we'll hear a brief message from the sponsor of, Bob Falk, President and CEO of Purdue Federal Credit Union, the sponsor of today's orientation.
Hi, I'm Bob Falk, President and CEO of Purdue Federal Credit Union. We share a vision with Purdue University on trying to prepare people for the future. You're on campus going to grad school, trying to grow your skills as an individual. We're here on campus as well, trying to grow your money management skills and your financial skills in life. So we share this great vision to try to prepare you for life in the future. You're taking a great step in coming to grad school. We want to make sure you continue to prepare yourself for everything in life. So we're here as well with you. Happy to help you with anything you can on money management skills. So stop by and see us sometime.
So huge thank you to the Purdue Federal Credit Union for helping make this event possible. Now you'll be hearing from me and my team at the Purdue Graduate Student Government. We'll be talking a little bit about graduate student life and traditions. So as I've already introduced myself, so I'm Alex Seto again.
My name is Eileen, and I'm a second-year PhD student studying hospitality and tourism management, and I'm the Chief of Staff for PGSG.
Hi everyone, I'm Shamosmata Mitra, and I'm a second-year PhD student from Electrical and Computer Engineering. I am the graduate, in the PGSG, I'm the Grant Review and Allocation Committee Chair.
Awesome. So I guess one of the things here at Purdue, we have like various traditions that are passed down by oral tradition from student to student. One of them is the Purdue Bell Tower. So the local lore is that if you walk under it, you won't graduate in 4 years. So that applies to undergrads, but just in case, I still haven't walked under it. I don't want to jinx anything, you know. Some of these things are other things from here at Purdue. So this statue there is the unfinished Purdue P, which represents Boilermakers who were unable to finish their time here. But over time, its meaning has evolved to represent all of us, how we're all truly like unfinished works, like we're all constantly learning and constantly growing. And I think that's something that really resonates with a lot of people. You might be wondering why we're called the Boilermakers. So this is the nickname, and this is what I've heard, so I don't claim this is correct, but is that some other team thought that we were recruiting our football players from the local rail yard. Since they're making trains, they were called Boilermakers. So that's why we're called the Boilermakers. On the left, you'll see Purdue Pete, which is surprisingly not our mascot. Our mascot's actually the Boilermaker Special above. So that's a fun surprise for some people. And then another final Purdue tradition is sometimes people will say boiler up, and what you're supposed to say is hammer down. but I don't want to make anyone do this because it's kind of awkward, so we'll just skip that for now.
Okay, so the Purdue Graduate Student Government, or PGSG, was established in 1985, and we are the legislative arm of and the dedicated advocate for the Purdue Graduate Student Body, so that's you all. We stand to advocate for graduate student rights, and we aim to increase quality of life, build community, and advance graduate student careers. So there's only so much I can say about PGSG, so here's a video for you all to watch.
Hi, my name is Christopher Barber.
Ralph Rivera.
Ajay Shah.
McGovern.
Fan Wu.
Student government is really important because graduate students play a really pivotal role in the Purdue community.
PGSG is a wonderful opportunity to create dialogue and to share knowledge.
So I've been working with the Life team. They're the event planning committee for PGSG. I think people get too involved with some of the stuff that they have to be involved with. So I like making events so people can get out of their office, get out of their dorm, and meet some new people.
I decided to join PGSG because I felt this is where grad students get their voices heard the most, because you essentially set agenda and talking points for the university senate that then gets discussed among the faculty and influential members at Purdue.
You know, we are from different backgrounds, different departments, but we have only one mission, that we want the graduate students in our university could get a better life.
I encourage anyone who's interested to join because it stands across the whole university. One of the great things about graduate student government is having access to people in different departments and being able to work collaboratively with them to solve some of the challenges we all face in grad school.
Thank you. So we do have a physical space on campus. It's located on Northwestern Avenue, across the street from the Material Sciences and Electrical Engineering, or MSEE building. So how can you get involved with PGSG? We have 4 teams that you can join: Life, Career, Community, and Grant Review and Allocation Committee. So if you're interested, come visit our table at the resource fair at the PMU after these presentations. And finally, we have our PGSG call-out next Wednesday, August 24th at 6 p.m. in the Physics Building, room 112. We hope to see you there. So now Smita will talk about campus and community resources.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to talk to you about some of the resources here at Purdue. The Purdue University Student Health Center caters to most of your medical and urgent care needs. Purdue offers student counseling and psychological services through CAPS. The ACE Food Pantry is present on campus to make food readily available to those interested in availing their facility. We have an ACE Food Pantry pop-up location in PGSG, located at 504 Northwestern Avenue, and this will be open every Thursday beginning September. The Purdue Wellness and Recreational Facility, commonly known as the Core Rec, is a state-of-the-art facility that has 2 swimming pools, a climbing wall, it has equipments and group fitness programs, and it has a wellness suite that gives out massages and physical therapy. There are a plethora of cultural centers and diversity resources across campus. The Disability Resource Center, or the DRC, is a facility that promotes programs and services to help promote equality of access to all students. The West Lafayette and Greater Lafayette community offers a variety of events and opportunities to connect with the local population and experience the arts and music in the area. The Wabash Landing 9 is the movie theater that is closest to Purdue. There is a farmer's market that's present on campus every Thursday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and in Lafayette from 8 a.m. on every Saturday. If you're interested in hiking and picnic spots closer to campus, the Celery Bog Nature Area and the Happy Hollow Park is a good resource. Here are some of the links and Instagram handles to get you in the know about activities in the area. The PGSG will circulate the links to you sometime this upcoming week. And being a grad student can be hard, and grad school is sometimes stressful and very different from your undergrad experiences. For me personally, prioritizing your mental and physical well-being is essential for you to not lose yourself in this journey.
For me, I would have to say get involved outside of work and consider using the Steps to Leaps pillars that Dr. Evans spoke about as a guide. So be intentional with how you balance yourself by getting involved in activities that strengthen the pillars. So if you want to learn more, you can visit the Purdue Steps to Leaps website. And if you want to practice and engage with the pillars specifically, or encourage any students you work with to get involved with Steps to Leaps, consider looking into the Steps to Leaps Students Organization.
And for myself, what I'd have to say is, like I said earlier, is just connecting with your peers, your friends, your family, and making sure that you have that support network here. All right. I'd like to offer another thank you to specifically the two Purdue Federal Credit Union reps who are here with us today, Jeff Love and Lindsay Kilty. Just wanted to express our gratitude once more for providing the insulated bags and for you all today.